So with this new release, Piper has a ton of new capabilities that help her intelligently and autonomously drive inbound pipeline across your two most important channels, the website and email. Now for today's product demonstration, we're going to take you through a two-part demo of Piper 2025. In the first portion of the demo, we'll showcase new features that help Piper engage and convert a strategic account. We'll dive into Piper segmentation, Piper offers library, Piper lead and account 360, Piper lead spotlight, Piper advanced goals, Piper multi-language, and Piper profiles. So let's jump in. With Piper segmentation, you can inform Piper on which segments are most important to your business and guide her on how to treat them. For instance, perhaps your business has a strong focus on a segment that uses your competitor or a top 100 target account list. Every time someone from one of these segments arrives on your website, Piper will understand which segment they fall into, which messaging will resonate, and exactly how to engage them. And with our new Piper offer library, you can keep Piper up to date on your in-market offers, from case studies to reports to virtual events. This is Piper's one-stop shop to understand which offers she should be promoting to your buyers. Now, once offers are added, Piper automatically analyzes each asset and tags the segments that she should serve them to. This makes sure that Piper is always surfacing relevant content in events that best suit each buyer, keeping them engaged and moving them down the funnel. And with Piper 2025, Piper is knowledgeable not just about segments and offers, but she's become truly all-knowing when it comes to your leads and accounts. Meet the Piper Lead and Account 360. Here you see Piper's extensive knowledge about each lead. She has a strong grasp on their browsing history, their intent, and all relevant data from your go-to-market systems. Now, alongside the Lead 360, it's the Account 360. This is Piper's comprehensive view of the account, from their buying committee to their opportunity history. Piper Lead and Account 360 give her a unified view, so she fully understands each buyer. Now, Piper has so much data that it can almost be overwhelming to us humans, but not to fret, not for Piper. So check this out. With the new Piper Lead Spotlight, Piper scans all of her insights and crafts one clear summary on each lead. It's as if we're saying, hey, Piper, what do you know about this person? Now, with the Piper Lead Spotlight, she curates a clear, concise snapshot of each buyer. With all of this knowledge, Piper is ready to go to work and achieve her goals. With Piper Advanced Goals, Piper is even better equipped to achieve desired business outcomes. Piper now has a deeper understanding of context and can treat each buyer differently. For example, she can determine which meeting type should be presented to each unique buyer rather than offering the same meeting type to everyone. Or she can offer a meeting to a buyer from a competitive campaign, while a buyer from an open opportunity is passed to their account rep for a real-time conversation. Piper Advanced Goals ensures Piper is taking into account all of that knowledge that she has about leads, accounts, and segmentation in delivering a really bespoke sales experience. With Piper Multi-Language, Piper can officially operate across 17 different languages, from French to Portuguese to Japanese. Not only can Piper respond in the appropriate language, of course she can do that, but she can proactively start a conversation and surface offers based on the default language of your website. Now, for our global customers, this means you can officially add Piper to your regional SDR teams to better serve your buyers all around the world. And this is pipeline generation at scale. And last but not least, for this first stop on our product tour, Piper profiles have arrived. Customers with various websites, divisions, or business needs may require different AI SDR personas with different knowledge and different goals. Now, with Piper profiles, you can easily configure multiple AI SDRs under one single qualified instance. No matter how complex your organization may be, Piper the AI SDR and her pals are here to help. So what are we waiting for? Let's dive into the first part of the demo where we show Piper engage and convert a strategic account leveraging these brand new capabilities. Katie, over to you.
Thanks, Maura. Hi, everyone. I'm live from the Qualified Studios. And for today's demonstration, we're going to be leveraging our customer Brex. They're an AI spin platform who has hired Piper to scale their inbound pipeline efforts. Now, like many great marketing teams, Brex is running targeted advertising campaigns to engage their buyers and drive traffic to their website. So for this part of the demo, we're going to leverage this buyer persona, Jen Anders. Jen is the VP of Finance at DocuSign. Now, something to note about Jen, she's currently using Brex's competitor. And Brex has launched a big rip and replace campaign to get their target accounts to use that competitor to make the switch. So Brex serves Jen with a compelling switch advertisement, and it piques her interest. When she clicks through, of course, she's taken back to their website. This is the center of their inbound motion. And as Jen arrives, Piper is dynamically changing the website for Jen as a buyer. How is this possible? Well, through Piper segmentation. Piper knows that Jen is in the Rip in Her Place segment, and she uses that knowledge to shape her offer, her greeting, and even the calls to action across the website. So let's take a look in the back end of what this looks like. If we toggle into the qualified application, we can see what Piper can see. She's grouping each visitor into segments that matter for your business. And we can see here, Jen is falling into that competitive Rip in Her Place campaign. She knows she is a high priority segment, and she's got to convert her. So not only does Piper know her segment, she also has the Piper Lead and Account 360. Clicking into Jen, Piper can see a unified view of Jen's lead record and the DocuSign account. Now, of course, she's got that sleek Piper Lead Spotlight. We've got an insane amount of data about Jen, and Piper can digest it in milliseconds and even flag which offer will suit her best. So Piper knows everything about Jen, her segment, her lead record, and her account, and she's ready to go to work. So toggling back to the website, Piper can leverage her new Piper offer library and serve up a relevant offer to Jen. Now remember, Piper knows all in-market offers and which offer will resonate best with the buyers. So Piper invites Jen to an upcoming virtual event, Discover the Brex Advantage. And this is a really valuable program for folks looking to make that switch. Now behind the offer, Piper's also connecting into calls to action. She's connecting into this button here. As Jen clicks through, Piper doesn't need to send her over to a form. Piper already knows this is Jen. She can override that experience and invite Jen to book a meeting quickly. Now, when Jen clicks that button, Piper's instantly referencing those Piper Account 360 insights. She knows Jen is part of that DocuSign account, and she's looking at which rep is aligned to that account. So Jen can book a meeting very seamlessly. That is a great experience for Jen as a buyer. Now, let's say Jen doesn't engage with the offer and maybe she didn't book that meeting. What we can see in the bottom right is Piper's ready to work and engage Jen. She's knowledgeable about Jen and the DocuSign account. She knows they're looking to make the switch. She's been fully onboarded with all of Brex's marketing materials and offers, so she's ready to have an on-message, engaging conversation. Now, Piper also has rules of engagement, and she knows how to stay on track and which questions to avoid. And now, with Piper Advanced Goals, she has clear guidance on how to steer this conversation toward conversion. So Piper's fully equipped to have this conversation. So if we dive in, we can see the first message that Piper sends is referencing that Account 360 data. Hi, DocuSign team. I'm Piper, the AI SDR. How can I help? And then she sends a follow-up nudge with even more personalization. I saw you're exploring concurrent alternatives. Ready to talk about making the switch? So let's watch what happens when Jen asks certain questions. We'll go ahead and start with the first question. Does Brex offer self-serve travel booking and itinerary management? Piper is able to provide an on-message response and articulate the competitive advantage, and she'll provide a relevant offer within the context of the conversation, such as this DoorDash case study. But what happens when Jen asks more of a nuanced question? Something like, what does pricing look like? In the back of Piper's mind, she knows she can't answer specific pricing questions. So she'll give a high-level overview and then recommend that Jen books the meeting further. But what if Jen were to respond in a different language? Let's say French. Well, Piper multi-language is officially here. Piper can not only respond, she also can proactively engage and surface content in 17 different languages, including French, like you see here. Just like we saw earlier, Piper's going to offer up the calendar for the account rep that's aligned to the DocuSign account. And this is some major new capabilities of Piper 2025 in action. Jen was a high priority segment. She clicked through to the website. Piper dynamically transformed the website to be based on the rich lead and account insights that she has. And she ultimately converted Jen into a meeting. This is super incredible. Maura, I'm going to hand it back over to you to unpack the next major set of capabilities for Piper 2025. Maura, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Katie, for that first part of the demo. So let's head into our next portion of the Piper 2025 demo, where we'll see some exciting new capabilities come to life as Piper does inbound lead follow-up, Piper Lead Capture, Piper Email, Piper Scheduling Assistant, Piper Workflows, and Piper Custom LLMs. First up, Piper Lead Capture. Piper can quickly capture leads at different touchpoints across the website, like in a single field form or within a conversation. The moment a new lead is captured, Piper automatically enriches the lead with data from all of your go-to-market systems, like your CRM or your ABM platforms. Now, as a marketer, you don't need to worry about multi-field forms, tacking on lead enrichment tools, or adding friction to the buying process. Piper instantly captures and enriches leads and then uses that data to shape her interactions. And how does Piper engage with those leads? With Piper Email, of course, which will be generally available on February 1st. Now, Piper can harmoniously work across your most important marketing channels, both the website and the email inbox. With Piper Email, Piper instantly and intelligently follows up with inbound leads, like those who fill out a contact us form, a scheduled demo form, or even leads captured at events. And part of what makes Piper Email so powerful, when someone clicks through an email and they arrive on the site, Piper is ready to convert them. No other AI SDR in the market can send email and convert on the website like Piper does. Now, we've been using Piper Email in production here at Qualified alongside some valuable customers in the Trusted Tester program. And as the CMO, it's given me tremendous confidence that all marketing-generated leads are getting fast, contextual email follow-up, and they're getting converted quickly. And speaking of conversion, with the new Piper Scheduling Assistant, Piper guarantees that every link included in an email campaign schedules a meeting with the right rep. How does she know how to do this? Well, remember those lead and account insights we showed earlier? Piper leverages that same knowledge across email too. That's the power of the Piper platform. Piper includes a booking link in all emails and upon click-through, intelligently schedules a meeting with the right rep. From a campaign setup perspective, this makes things easy. You don't need to fumble with different reps' calendar links for different email campaigns. Piper does it all for you. Next up, we've got Piper Workflows. You can now configure Piper to trigger actions in different systems. For instance, she can change a lead status in Salesforce, add someone to a campaign, and send notifications across email and Slack. With Piper Workflows, Piper can work in concert with your marketing operations and streamline processes. And to cap it all off for Piper 2025, it's Piper Custom LLMs. For more sophisticated businesses, you can train your own large language models and connect it with Qualified. With this functionality, Piper is always enterprise ready. So what are we waiting for? Let's jump into the next part of the demo and showcase Piper doing inbound lead follow-up. Katie, over to you.
All right, thanks, Maura. So for this use case, we're going to move away from Jen as a buyer, and we're moving over to a brand new buyer. This buyer is totally anonymous. They haven't filled out a form. They haven't engaged with Piper. We really don't know who this buyer is. So as they're navigating around and poking around the website, they're getting up to speed with their technical offerings. And this buyer lands on the integrations page, and he's poking around to learn a little bit more. Now, this buyer is a little bit more old school. And guess what? So are a lot of buyers. B2B websites are still littered with forms, and that's still how a lot of buyers choose to engage. But not to worry, Piper has got you covered. So check this out. This is Piper Lead Capture. Now, you might know that Piper captures leads in conversations and in offers, but did you know that Piper can also capture leads with short forms across the website? Now, we all love a single field form. It's very easy on the buyer. But the real magic of Piper Lead Capture is the real-time enrichment that happens behind the scenes. So when this buyer, Jimmy, provides his email address and clicks Submit, Piper is automatically enriching that lead with relevant data from your go-to-market systems. She's building out that lead and account 360 that we saw earlier. So Piper captures Jimmy as a lead and enriches his lead record. And if we go back to that traditional process that Craig had referenced earlier, we know that when Jimmy had submitted that lead, he gets a standard message, "Thanks, we'll be in touch soon." And in that process, he had filled out the form, he would get a score, he would get synced to Salesforce, get assigned to a sales rep, they'd have to find the right email template, they'll personalize the email, and by the time they follow up, it's been a while. The best in the industry can do this in 90 minutes. Sometimes this is taking hours, if not days. Well, watch what happens with Piper Email. As I navigate over into Jimmy's inbox, what we can see is not only is Piper in his inbox instantly, it has a high degree of personalization. I can even see that in the subject line. Let's connect and explore Brex's solutions for Snowflake. There's that lead enrichment data. Hi, Jimmy. I noticed you were recently visiting our Brex integration page. Piper is deeply knowledgeable about Jimmy's website behavior, and this is totally unique for Piper as an AI SDR. She works harmoniously across those channels on the website and in email. If there's specific tools like Coupa, Naven, and NetSuite, Again, she's leveraging that Piper offer library to surface the most relevant piece of content for Jimmy. And here's Piper's scheduling assistant. Piper is including a simple meeting link in the email. And on the back end, if Jimmy were to click through, she's routing Jimmy to the right rep on the Snowflake account. Jimmy can click through and can book a meeting right on the spot. Now, this is really great because what we know of the buyers that engage in your inbound nurture follow-up emails, 50% of them will click through and book that meeting. But then what happens to the other 50%? Well, the other 50% of buyers go back to your website. So as I navigate back to the website and click through the content that Piper had provided, in the bottom right, we're going to see Piper engaging with Jimmy in a very personalized way. She's personalizing it based on her tremendous knowledge of Jimmy and his activity on the website. So if we recap what Piper knows about Jimmy, she knows that he had filled out a form, which is powered by Piper. She knows he's looking to get in touch with sales. She's enriching his lead record, so she knows everything about his lead and account and that he's a target buyer. She knows he had clicked through her email, and she knows he's on the website now, and this is her time to achieve her goal and to get a meeting booked. So we can see her greet him. Welcome back, Jimmy. Looks like you clicked through my email and are ready to learn more about the Maven integration. I know you're trying to contact our sales organization. Should we get that meeting on the books? And if Jimmy responds yes, just like what we saw earlier, Piper will reference that Account 360 data and will be able to surface up the meeting link for the right rep. Now, the moment this happens, Piper will kick off her workflows. In an instant, Piper will be able to create an opportunity on the Snowflake account. She'll notify the sales rep that this meeting was booked, and she'll be able to provide other actions in Salesforce, such as creating activities and enrichment. So we just saw Piper capture a lead and enrich that lead, do instant email follow-up, and invite Jimmy to schedule a sales meeting and ultimately convert Jimmy on the website. With Piper 2025, Piper is the only AI SDR in the market who can work both across the website and in the email inbox to drive pipeline.